guys, it's Rachel. So, I'm joined by my tea from Dunkin' Donuts because I'm about ready to spill some tea in this video. I have been rewatching Jessie, okay? And this comes into play in the story time because I auditioned for Disney. I know, everybody can start laughing. Let's have our moment. But I'm going to tell you the story of me auditioning for Disney. And yeah, honestly, a lot of my friends and even like my mom and everybody who knows me pretty much knows I have like a very animated personality. Like my best friend Bobby calls me a cartoon character all the time, and like I'm just very animated and I make funny voices and stuff. So you know what, maybe I have a little bit of actors in me, I don't know. But I just thought I'd come on here and tell you this hilarious story because you know what, we all need some entertainment nowadays, and that's the scoop. So okay, alright, so let me go ahead and paint this scenario for you. So it was like 2014, 13, somewhere in there, and it was during the summer, and I would always go over to my grandma's during the day when my mom was at work, so I'd have some entertainment. She was great company. She loved, you know, when I'd come over, we'd spend the whole day together. Okay, this ties into the story because my mom came and got me. We were on our way home listening to the radio, and this comes on. Do you want to be like Taylor Swift? And I'm literally in the passenger seat. Like, yes, obviously. And it was like, or Justin Bieber, and I was like, no, but you know, Taylor Swift came first, so you have my attention. What's up? Do you have what it takes to be on TV shows like Jessie or Good Luck Charlie? I'm like, well, we'll find out. Well, if you've answered yes to any of these questions, you should consider auditioning for Disney when it comes to your area this weekend for casting. I was like, okay, well, guess what? Mom, pull over. We're calling this number. So, as you guys know, if you guys are a part of my channel, or if you're finding me throughout this channel, hi, I really like Taylor Swift, okay? I've loved her since I heard Love Story, which we all know that was a while ago. So I'm a huge fan. Okay, so my mom pulls over and she's like, hi, my daughter would like to audition. And let me throw in there too, at the time, I really thought that I was going to make it big in the music industry. I would write songs, and I played guitar, and I sang, okay? I like legitimately was passionate about singing and all that, and so this kind of really attracted my attention. Plus, they said Taylor Swift, so I was on board. Okay, so, my mom pulls over and she's like, hi, yes, like my daughter would like to audition. And they're like, okay, great, like this is the spot. And so they were like, okay, so what does your daughter do? And my mom was like, she sings. But anyways, so they ended up sending me like lines to like memorize as well. But before my mom got off the phone, she goes, I have one question because my daughter is like bouncing up and down. Is Taylor Swift going to be at the audition? Now, me, literally in the passenger seat, about to cry. Actually, if I'm not wrong, I think I was crying. Just because at that point I hadn't met her. It was my biggest dream to meet her. I was freaking out. I was going, like, I was just so excited about it, like, because I've always loved Disney, I've always loved Taylor, like, this whole moment was just like, oh my god, I was freaking out. So they were like, I don't know, like, she might be, she wasn't. Okay, so anyways, my mom and I drive to find, it was at a hotel, and I remember I wore, like, a little dress. Man, I wish I could find pictures from this day. If I do, by any chance, believe me, they will be on the screen for your entertainment, but I can't think of where I could find them at the moment. You just gotta go with me on this. So, it was the day of the audition, and it was on a Saturday. And so I had a song prepared. I don't actually remember what I sang. I'm sure it was I think it was Sparks Fly or Red. Anyways, so I had learned my lines. I was so dedicated to learning these lines. And so we all get put into this room, and they come in and they're telling us about how amazing this experience is and like how we're gonna get a professional opinion from someone. And I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean we're gonna get a professional opinion? So anyways, they keep going on about how amazing acting is and how amazing Disney is, as if I didn't already know Disney's amazing. And my mom and I are just kind of sitting there. We look back, and I saw somebody that I knew from middle school. Okay, so this was definitely like around that era. And they're like, and introducing from Jessie. Now listen, everybody hold it, because in this moment, every single day I would sit down with my grandma at her house, and I would eat lunch. And when we were eating lunch, man, you better believe Disney Channel was on. It was either Good Luck Charlie, Dog with a Blog, or Good Luck Charlie. Those were like the prominent, or Austin and Ally. Those were like the prominent four, okay? So I said, what? Please introduce an actress from Jessie. Now, in my head, I'm going, oh my God, is it Peyton List? Is it Debbie Ryan? Like, who? In walks Nanny Agatha, okay? And back then, I was like, oh my God, like, oh my God, oh my God. Like, it was incredible for me. And at first, I didn't recognize her because I only knew her from Jessie. And she was like right in front of my face, and she was giving us all this acting like advice, and she was talking about how like she was from England and all. She was super, super, super sweet. She's so beautiful, and I was so flattered. And okay, so here it comes. So then after they had like their little chat with us, after they had like these tables in the back of like a conference room, I'm gonna call it. And so we went to the back of the conference room, and man, it was my turn. So I think I had like on my little slip or something that I sang. I started belting it out, okay? It was as if I was auditioning for The Voice on a stage, or as if, I don't know, a switch just flipped in me, and I was sitting back there I was standing in front of all these judges, and I was having it, okay? And then they're like, okay, wow, that was really good. And all the judges are like looking at me like, wow, that was really good. Which like made me really happy, and it still makes me really happy. So I went back, and so then after I sang, and they were like, wow, that's really good, can you say your lines? I said them with no problem. Man, when I get on something, when I put my mind to something, that is what I do, okay? So I said them perfectly. They're like, wow, okay, like, we'll be calling you back. Thank you. So my mom and I go running out the doors, and I'm like, Mom, I want to meet Nanny Agatha. Can we please try and find her? Because, like, I thought she'd be, like, outside waiting for people, you know, to come out, like, of auditions or whatever. I was like, I just want to meet Nanny Agatha. Can we, like, please, like, try and find her? So we like looked around like the hotel, like a little bit, like just like on our way out, not like we didn't go to every floor, you know what I mean? Like just on our pathway out, we were trying to see if we could see her. We did not see her, sadly, because I would have been all in my glory, but still for her to be there was so amazing because I loved Jessie. And still, like, when I watch Jessie and I see her, I'm like, oh my God, like, that's so cool. Like, I actually have, like, an experience with her. So, we walk out, and it's the next day. Actually, it might have been that afternoon. They call my mom, and they say, "Hi, can we see your daughter for callbacks?" And I'm like, they want me to come back. The casting directors really want to talk to her. Okay. So then my mom was like, okay, so let's have your dad go with us and see how he feels about it. Let's scope it all out and, you know, just get feelers, have another opinion from us both. So what do? I get all dressed up again, and we meet back at the same hotel, and we were standing against the wall, and we were just like waiting for our turn. They open these doors, and they sit us down. The casting director that I was specifically working with sat me down, and so they were talking to my dad and I, and they were like, okay, is this something you really want? And we're like, yes. We were asking a bunch of questions, and somewhere in the conversation, it kind of just got to the point like it was a money grab for them. And it was kind of like, like even back then, with me being just me, I could still tell something was like up, and they were trying to draw me in. Okay, because I kept mentioning like how much I love Taylor, and the casting director was like, I've worked with her, and it was just a very sketch like feeling. So then my dad asked the question, okay, so like she's made it through this audition, now what? And they say, well, if you sign with us, that just means you have a chance of being on Disney. That doesn't mean that there's a guarantee for your daughter to be on Disney. This is just like us helping you. And it was like, oh, okay. So then my dad was like, okay. So then like, what does that mean? Like, what do we have to do? And they're like, $10,000, and we're like, oh no. So then I'm just like, oh, this is just not happening. So we could tell it was like a scam from then, and it just the feeling in that room was like, yeah, something's not right. Like, these people are just not Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse's boss is gone for the day, apparently. Like, who are these people trying to overthrow Mickey Mouse? So, I'm sorry. I just gotta add a little comedy in there. But my dad was like, okay, like, we'll take the paperwork, and they're like, call this number, like, if you're interested in working with us, and, like, we'll do our best to, like, help your daughter better her skills so she can get on a show. Yeah, my mom, dad, and I had like a conference and like a heart-to-heart after that. We didn't go for it, but I will say the experience was so much fun. Looking back on it, that was just like one of those things that just stands out to you, and I'm like so glad that I did that, and I'm so glad that like I pushed myself to do that and like learn those lines or whatever. I just wanted to say that no matter what your dream is, chase it. And if, you know, you hear that commercial on TV, even if it is like not directly with Disney or anything like that, but you so badly want to be an actress, an actor, a singer, or whatever, it helped gain experience and knowledge, and I encourage you guys to do it if that's something that you guys would enjoy doing or get knowledge from, or do if it's just a tiny step to your end goal. I've actually heard that on the radio since I auditioned, like the thing's still going on, so I don't know if it's just like, it's obviously not Disney, but it's like an off-brand company to Disney to help them like gain people, or I don't even think that they're like tied to Disney. It's probably just like a marketing company. But it was very interesting, and I'm glad that my parents did not spend $10,000 on that, because like I said, it wasn't even like a guarantee that I was going to be on a Disney show. So yeah, I really liked telling the story. I thought it was a very interesting story, and it made such an impact on me. It was so much fun to like see somebody that I see on, you know, Jessie come to life and just be so sweet and so humble and so different from like the character she plays. So that was absolutely so much fun, and I can't thank my parents enough for, you know, taking me to them. And, you know, my mom's like sat in that room all day with me and just waiting for me to be called, and then my dad went back and we scoped it out together. So, you know, I have really, really amazing parents, and that is something I definitely wanted to say. So, I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning into this video. If you guys have any questions, please leave them below. I would love to answer them if you are confused or anything, because you know what? The story took a little bit of a twist, but I love you guys so much. Thank you. I hope this entertained you in some way, and I hope to see you, yes, you, in the next one. Bye, guys.